y'all, I am so glad that I did this.
Have you ever had big plans for a space, and having those plans and those dreams are keeping you from doing anything because you think, one day I'm going to get to that? I know exactly what you mean. I have big plans for this space. This is a long, beautiful hallway that leads to our garage. I would love to do floor to ceiling paneling, maybe even paneling on the ceiling, built-ins across this entire wall. But that is not something that I can do right now. What I can do is take items that I already have, do a few DIYs, and make this space beautiful for now and also functional for my family. We're going to start with this cabinet. It has been in a few rooms in my house. I purchased it on Facebook Marketplace to put it in the girls' bathroom. I didn't like it there, so it lived in Ryan's room for a while. It got kicked out of that room, but I think it'll work in the hallway. I just want to change the color. I'm going to be painting this piece with Fusion paint in the color Cast Iron. It is a really pretty off black color, and I think it's going to go well with everything else I want to do in this space. And I did not speed these clips up because I want to show you how quickly you can paint a piece when you have the right paint and the right paint brushes. I'm always shocked how much paint this paintbrush will hold. And of course, you can find Fusion paint on my website in tons of beautiful colors as well as paintbrushes. I am currently using the Stylemaster Oval 40. I love painting darker colors. It is so quick and easy. I only had to put one coat of paint on here and then go back and do a few touch-ups. And Fusion paint does have a built-in sealer and primer. So once you are done painting, your project is finished. So I already know where I'm going to be moving this piece next, because if I am putting a piece of furniture here, I want a beautiful vintage piece. So this black cabinet is just a placeholder until I find that. I want to move it to the garage next. So I went ahead and cut a piece of wood to put on the doors. That way, once it's moved to the garage, everything will be sealed up. I have been having this bench for many years. It was in the foyer until I found the perfect bench to put in that area. So it has been moved to the hallway, probably again, just another placeholder till I find the perfect piece. But I did want to touch up the black on this piece, and I just painted it the same as the cabinet. And now we have two pieces done in this space. You remember when I said I wasn't going to buy anything big unless I had a spot for it, but then I came across these two baskets and I was like, how could I pass them up? They're amazing. So I bought them. Well, guess what? I found a spot for them. These little risers, I always pick them up in case I need them. So I put that in the big basket. And then this blanket I got from the bins, it has holes in it, but it does not matter. I love the pattern on it and the fringe. So I'm just styling it in this basket with, of course, some fringe hanging out. These are some Sweet Bay magnolia stems. They are available on my website, juliesdesignsandsigns.com. I love adding magnolias around my house, and all the stems are bendable, so I'm just kind of bending it where it kind of comes over the basket. And then I'm going to place this on top of the bigger basket, and oh my gosh, I love it. I'm so glad that I brought these home, even though I didn't know where I was going to put them at the time. I love these linen pinch pleat curtains. They're light filtering and the color just is perfect in my house, and they come with all the accessories you need to hang them, so I didn't have to order anything extra. However, I had ordered these for my bedroom, but I ordered the wrong width. So when we opened up the curtains, or close the curtains to cover the windows, it didn't cover the windows all the way. So I finally ordered some new ones. So these are curtains I already had, and I figured they would look really good in here. Eventually I might want to do Roman shades or something, and even do a curtain on the door that goes to the garage, but we're using what we got for now. I want to put a shelf up over the bench, and I thrift all the wooden shelves every time I find one, but I did not have one to fit perfectly over this space. So I'm going to go ahead and make them. I got 2 pieces of wood. These corbels or brackets you can get at Home Depot, but I actually found these at the Goodwill Bins. And then these little screw-in peg hooks, I just ordered those on Amazon. You can get a bunch of them for very inexpensive. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the little peg hook hooks right in the center of this piece of wood, which you'll see I kind of messed this up. I've never made one of these before, but it was definitely super easy. I'm an easy DIYer, not a professional, so I hate using clamps and avoid them at all possible. So what I do is I put wood glue on my pieces, and if you just let them sit for about 20 or 30 minutes, you can actually move your piece around without it falling apart. So that's what I do, and then once it sets for 20 or 30 minutes, I come back with my nail gun and nail everything in place. This is where I messed up. I centered the peg hooks on this piece of wood, but that ended up putting the peg hooks too close to the shelf where it would have been difficult to hang something. So I just moved the peg hooks down a little bit, and that fixed it. I could have also made that piece of wood bigger, but like I said, this was my first time making a shelf like this, so now I know, and you know as well. A lot of times I like to paint my shelves the same color as the walls so they just kind of blend in, because what I want to stand out is the stuff I'm going to be putting on the shelf and not the shelf itself. So I'm just painting this the exact same color as my walls, which is Sherwin-Williams White Duck. I know I'm going to get that question. And since I got the paint out and the paintbrush, I'm going to go ahead and touch up these walls. They use flat paint in our house, so basically by the time we moved in, the whole place needed to be repainted. Just add it to the list of the stuff that needs to get done after paying somebody to build me a brand new house. We did not like the door that they put going out to the garage, so I actually found this beautiful solid wood door at Habitat for Humanity for $75, and I just had somebody install it, but I needed to seal it up. So I'm just using Dixie Belle clear coat in a flat finish with a sponge. Y'all definitely use a sponge to put your sealers on. It's so easy peasy. And of course, these are available on my website, juliesdesignsandsigns.com. These cute little piano benches is something I always pick up when thrifting if I can find them at a good price, because I like to use them as plant stands. I feel like plant stands are a little bit too tall for me. This is a tree I got from Target. I loved how tall it was and how realistic it looks. So realistic, we had a little friend join us.
Guys, you will not believe what just came home with my mom from the Goodwill Bins. It freaking jumped in.
This isn't from the bins, this is from Target.
You bought this at Target?
Yes. All right, who's getting it out of the
Guys,
tree?
you will not believe what came home with me from the Goodwill Bins. Guys, don't miss my joke. Guys,
All right, I cannot go to sleep with this in my house.
get the bug.
I think this is the perfect spot to put a full-length mirror, but I would really love to find a vintage mirror to put here. So this will just be a placeholder for now. This is one I already have. If y'all are looking for a nice big mirror, this one's actually from Walmart, and I want to say it's $60 for a 70-inch full-size mirror. And I know right now it's popular to have the thin frames, but I still love a nice chunky frame on my mirror. So we're going to put this one here, but I will be on the lookout for an awesome big vintage mirror. Look at these adorable little faces. We definitely need to hang these pictures up. I'm thinking the wall opposite the cabinet is the perfect spot. So I just kind of eyeballed it on the ground, the spacing, and then I measured to make sure it was accurate and hung them up. I would like to upgrade to some higher quality frames. These are just some cheap plastic ones from IKEA, but I don't know if I should go with black or gold frames. So y'all let me know. I don't think I want to update the pictures because I don't know, I really like having pictures of my kids when they were younger around the house, because I know what they look like now, but I like looking back at their cute little faces. Crooked pictures will drive me insane, so I always take some tape and double-side it and put it behind my frames. That way they don't move and they stay perfectly level. Have y'all jumped on the Trinket tray mini bandwagon yet? I'm about to get on and I am taking y'all along with me. How cute is this little shelf? Somebody actually gifted this to me. I love it. And I also had this one in my stash and it is very rustic. So I had these three just waiting for the perfect spot, and I got so excited when I realized I could put them right here. So I hung them up on the wall, and the one that was gifted to me, I just sat it on the shelf, and then I spent hours. I had to make myself stop looking through my stash for little things that that I could put on these shelves. And don't forget that the top can also be used as a shelf. So if you have stuff that don't fit in the little tiny spaces, you can also put them on top of your trays. Grab those old Monopoly games at the thrift store because those tiny metal pieces fit perfectly inside of these spaces. I am kicking myself thinking about all of the many things that I've sewed over the past few months that I could have put on my trays, but you know, they weren't up on the wall. I didn't have a spot for them. So you can't keep everything, and that means I just get to thrift more. So I'm excited to take y'all along with me on this little mini journey as I thrift new items for my Trinket tray. I'm very excited about it. How cute is she? She kind of reminds me of Ren, and I love these little statues, so I was happy to find a spot for her as well. These porcelain insulators are adorable. Think of them as little tiny vases, and I do believe I have some still available on my website. Okay, I have big plans for this piece. I really wanted to fill it with little white pictures, but this one's pretty small and it doesn't fit in there. I think they make smaller ones, and I actually just sold a few of them, so I'm going to be on the lookout for more. I hope you're sitting down. Look what I found out thrifting. I went to an amazing estate sale, was there for hours, left, was on my way home, and turned around because I was like, I am going to regret it if I do not buy this one. But I also bought another swan at that sale, and that one is for y'all, and it will be in my next Whatnot sale. I will leave a link to that show in the description. I have pictures of my kids up, so I figured I'd put a picture of me and my husband as well. I'm going to put a few cute things on the hooks, of course, but not too many. That way, you know, we can actually use the hooks for things we need. I rescued this basket, suitcase, not sure what to call it, thing from the Goodwill Bins, but it did have duct tape on the handles, so I just took some ribbon and tied it around to cover it up, and it fits perfectly right under the bench right here. I am sure you've seen me post about these rugs from Walmart because I love them. They come in 2 colors and 2 sizes. They do have fringe, but you can cut them off. They also have a non-slip backer, so they stay in place. I might eventually do a runner down this hallway, but those are pretty expensive for now. I like this rug, and I feel like the color is just so perfect in my house. I have a plan for this wall behind the door. I would love to hang up vintage woven hats. I sold all the ones I had, so I need to recollect them. What I do have a lot of is baskets, so I put that up for now, and I totally nailed that transition, right? Don't forget about your window sills. They're like little shelves that need to be decorated as well. I love this statue. It reminds me of Ren. I don't know why I have so many pieces that remind me of Ren around the house. This cat reminds me of Maxine, and it's funny because she will actually go sit next to it. I couldn't get her to do it for this video, but I'll try to grab a picture next time. I am so glad that I decided to do this because I had built-ins in my brain. That was what was in the house plans, and so that was what I just figured we would do here whenever we could get to it. But I'm also a big believer in making a house a home, no matter how temporary the situation, and blank walls is not a home to me. So I took the items that I already had. I did not purchase anything extra for this space. And now that I see what it looks like, I'm like, this could be an area for all of my vintage finds. Driving into my garage and seeing this space through the doorway gets me so excited. I love all of my little pretties, and honestly, we don't really need any extra storage. This is not a major entryway for us. Honestly, we use our front door and back door a whole lot more. Kids are in the habit of putting all of their personal stuff in their room, so they don't leave out their backpacks or shoes or anything like that, and sports equipment goes into the garage. Waylon bought his soccer stuff in the house one time. I spent 30 minutes trying to figure out where the cat peed in my house, only to find out it was Waylon's soccer cleats, not the cat. So sports equipment is no longer allowed in my house. That is in the garage. And since I'm the one that parks in the garage and probably uses this hallway the most, even though the laundry room's right there, but we're not going to talk about that, I feel like it's only right that I claim the space for myself to put all of my beautiful vintage finds. So doing this just really forced me to think of another option that I never thought of. Like I said, I had built-in stuck in my head, didn't think of everything else. Now I have a list of items that I want to thrift We need this cabinet is pretty, but come on. We need a beautiful vintage cabinet. Can you have too many pie safes in the house? I have 2 already. I will absolutely take 3. We can start collecting hats again and minis. I'm so excited. Y'all leave a comment below and let me know if y'all have a little trinket tray and y'all have been collecting minis as well. Overall, this was a great start, and now I feel like I have a very clear and exciting plan moving forward. This is the laundry room right here. I would love to find an amazing door to replace this just boring white one, but that is no rush. Just if I come across the perfect door, I feel like I'll know it. And then I have nothing in this space right here. I'm thinking possibly a shallow shelf with maybe some peg hooks and then a family picture up here. I don't want to put too much on this side of the room because the door opens this way, you know, so this is the way that we walk. So that's why I put all of the furniture on that side. And this hallway is plenty big enough. Like I said, the plans did have built-ins in here, so there is space for it. Let's talk about paneling. I know picture frame paneling is so popular right now, and I like it, but I feel like it's absolutely not for me. It feels, I know it's traditional, but it also feels very modern. And I know how I am. I feel like I'm going to have to put something inside of every little picture molding. What I would like to do is something, I guess, like a little more country, farmhouse, older style. And actually, Liz Marie, I'm going to put a picture right here. I don't know what room this is in her house, but I like how she has her paneling. So the paneling that I put behind my bookshelves and in Ryan's room is a little bit wider panels. And then I want to do a chair rail all the way across. That way I could put peg hooks or whatever, wherever I want, and then do a bead board at the top. I just love this look. I love paneling. It's timeless, it's classic, and definitely my style. And I might do something on the ceiling. I have put an inspiration picture of what I like where it's just all white, you know, but bead board and then maybe some beams or something like that. But the ceiling isn't quite as important to me as the walls. I don't know when I'm going to get to that project, but at least I know now what I want to do and what pieces I need to start collecting and all of that stuff. So y'all let me know what y'all thought of this video. What is your favorite piece? No, I am not selling the swan. Are you getting on the Trinket Tray bandwagon with me? And also, I would like to challenge you. If you have a space in your house that you're not happy with or you haven't messed with because you want to do something to it at some point, just look around and see what you have and see what you can pull together, because it might totally change your mind. And also you'll be able to enjoy that space and it being pretty until you have time to do all of the things you want to do. Also, I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of questions about dusting. Okay, I know dusting is a part of life, but it is so much funner when you have cute things to dust. Like, I don't want to be in the space if it's empty, okay? I don't want to clean the space if it's not pretty. If it is pretty, I don't care if it takes a little more time. I want it to be a space that I love, and I love all of my little things, and I don't mind dusting them. I just wanted to address that because I get so many questions about dusting. All right, I'm gonna head out. I feel like I've talked enough. I'm gonna leave y'all with some pretty shots of the room. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye guys, it's time for y'all to go. Y'all look how pretty. So this is my view when I drive up in the garage every day. I love it. Okay, I'm really going now. Bye.